So Chip writes, does our overall digital dinner table conversation suffer from the lack of a common Cronkite or Huntley Brinkley to which to base debates and conversations? Damn, how old does that make me sound? Yeah, me too, pal. Back in the day, several generations had a common source to base their discussions on, albeit they were leftist, and now every small faction has their own sources, making it almost impossible to have thoughtful communications among individuals, much less generations. Excellent point, Chip. And I would go further than that. We not only don't have common Cronkites or Huntley Brinkleys, we don't even have Gilligan's Island or Love Boat or Friends. There is no longer, once the internet came along as a primary means of entertainment, really once cable started to really take off, it's in the 80s, we no longer have a common culture in terms of our common experience. We all, no matter what you thought about it, we all had those shows. I remember hearing, thank you, Lisa says, well, we all have the Stratosphere Lounge, true enough. And pretty soon our viewership live will be greater than that of CNN's. But I think the second essay I wrote on Eject, Eject, Eject started off with a story that I had heard about American tourists in Paris, Chip. And the story was that this guy, American tourist, was walking down the Champs-Élysées or something, and he saw a crowd of people over in the corner, and you could hear some music, and he went over there, and turns out there was a guy with a guitar, and he was singing the Ballad of Jed Clampett. And there were 25 or 30 Americans around him, and they were all singing, and then he did the Gilligan's Island theme, and people had tears in their eyes because it's home. Now, I know what my intellectual and moral betters in the school of existentialism down at Café Sartre would have to say about that. But there's something really kind of beautiful about that, actually. And we all became, there's not a person out there. I've done this test. I've done it at least 50 times live. When I talk about the power of entertainment and how it not only binds us together, but how we're basically hypnotized into all of these things, I've said, I'm going to start a sentence and you're going to end it for me. That's how sure I am about this. And I look out there and I say, okay, here we go. Ready? Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. And everybody in unison, instantly. It's a plane, it's Superman. These are things that we all had in common as a culture, and we don't have them anymore. And that's not just a problem in terms of conservatism. That's a problem in terms of just a commonality of pop culture to share. It's a serious issue. You're absolutely right. It's a great question. Okay.